Hello everyone, welcome to our Parent Partnership series. We will introduce to you all the curriculums in junior school. Today, I'm very glad we have Mrs. Miko here with us today. So, Mrs. Miko, could you introduce yourself a bit?
I am Melissa Miko and I am the English lead and the assistant head of the junior school.
Thank you. So in junior school, our English curriculum follows the British national curriculum closely so that we are aligned with what students are learning in England through the year groups. Today, we are going to introduce the curriculum and the writing programs we implement in the English writing classes. We will also discuss how we motivate children to write, how we assess their writing, how we measure their progress, and most importantly, what parents can do at home to encourage and support your children in becoming a successful writer. So, Mrs. Miko, could you give us a brief introduction of the British national curriculum?
So the British national curriculum stresses creativity, flexibility and creative thinking. It is built on providing achievable and measurable goals for the children to follow through, built on year, and also allows them to think about their future years going into GCSE and to A levels. Just as an example about the way that the national curriculum teaches this genre through the year groups is we take persuasive writing as an example. So in year 2, the children come in, they are then taught the basics of persuasive writing. They might do persuasive adverts. They then go into year 3 and year 4 and they build on the skills that they have already got, and they could then write persuasive letters. As they go through the school and as they get older and develop more skills, in year 6 they're then writing balanced arguments, summing up everything that they have learned about persuasive language and the features of persuasive writing. Also, what we strive to do is we strive to put the national curriculum through our inquiry topics to give it greater meaning and greater depth. So another example is we do Active Planet in year 4, learning about volcanoes. We then use the children's interests in the topic to get them to write adventure stories in English. They were then able to bring into that writing all of their knowledge and their understanding, which made their writing even more successful. And they were really proud of their results too.
That's very impressive. So how many genres will students learn in 1 year? And when the genres are being taught, what are the main skills that the class teacher will focus on?
So we have got 3 genres every half a term. So we do a non-fiction, a fiction and a poetry genre every half term. What we focus on is identifying the features of that genre, looking at examples of that genre to help our own writing. We focus on sentence structure and we focus on correct grammar and punctuation.
You know, grammar is a big focus when we are learning English in China. So in our junior school, do we also have grammar lessons?
Absolutely. So we follow the national curriculum with our grammar. So just like the national curriculum, we build on year. We constantly revisiting and consolidating the previous year's work, as well as building on to extend our knowledge of grammar. Grammar is very important to be successful writers and successful readers. We either teach explicit grammar lessons or we teach the grammar through the genres as well, which creates more successful writers.
So we talk about the framework of the English curriculum. So now could you give us an example how the writing is being taught in junior school?
Absolutely. So we use the Talk丨method for writing. It's based on how people learn. So we go from the imitation to the innovation to the independent application. It focuses on going from dependence to independence, and the results that we have experienced from this writing program are amazing, and it also caters for all children of different abilities.
So after all this learning, how we assess their writing in junior school?
It's really important to assess their writing because we like to monitor and map and measure their progress. So what we have got is we've got the key learning objectives and the Ross-Wilson standards, which go hand in hand. The Ross-Wilson standards assess the hot writes, children write at least 12 hot writes a year, and after every hot write, their piece of writing is assessed using these standards. The teachers will tick the standards they have met and leave blank the ones they have not. This also allows the children to have some ownership and some responsibility, that they can actually see the gaps where they need to work harder, and for the teachers also to see where there might be interventions required or support required too.
Another thing really attracted my attention is when I'm looking at the students' workbook, I noticed they are all using cursive handwriting. So why do we encourage students to use cursive handwriting in junior school, and how do we achieve that target?
It's really important, because once the children have achieved those low-level skills, getting a word onto a piece of paper in a neat and legible way, they are then able to focus on the higher level thinking skills and those higher level skills that we are trying to teach them, instead of focusing on just getting a word onto a piece of paper. So it is really important to make progress, and the way that we teach it in the junior school is we use the Pen Pals handwriting scheme, and we have just introduced a digital handwriting scheme called letterjoins.co.uk, and that is a digital platform where the children can practice and be taught cursive handwriting.
Thank you, Mrs. Mako. My last question is the question we are asked a lot in a parents' meeting is what parents can do at home to support and help their children in developing their writing skills.
What's really important to note is we want the children to enjoy writing. So giving them some fun writing topics is a really good idea, and just a couple that I can give to you now is allowing the children to keep a daily journal, getting the children to write what they've done on the weekends, what they did during the week at school. Also, there's no right or wrong answer in a daily journal, so they can just write their thoughts out, practicing their cursive handwriting and just getting their thoughts down. Another good idea is to give them a picture, so and getting them to either describe or write a story about the picture in 100 words, because sometimes children will be excited to write and motivated to write if they're writing about something that they have either experienced or are familiar with.
Thank you, Mrs. Miko, and thank you, everyone. So hope you have a good understanding of our English writing curriculum. I will see you all next time.
Thank you, and see you next time.